Growth Mindset and Optimism by Yvonne and Drake. Having a growth mindset is important for reaching goals and becoming who you want to be. But is it possible that having a sunny outlook on life can be good for your health? Plenty of self-help guides claim that positive thinking can improve well-being. But is there any scientific evidence for this? A huge new study in the United States found that optimists were less likely than pessimists to develop coronary heart disease and less likely to die of any cause over the course of an 8-year trial. Hillary Tyndall and colleagues looked at 97,253 postmenopausal women, all of whom were free from cancer and cardiovascular disease, when they took personality tests at the start of the study. When the researchers compared the most optimistic 20% of their subjects with the most pessimistic 25%, they found that out of every 10,000 optimists, 43 developed CHD and overall 46 died, while for every 10,000 pessimists, there were 60 cases of CHD and 63 deaths overall. Women who scored highly for cynical hostility were also more likely to develop CHD or die. The study published this week in Circulation, a journal of the American Heart Association. But this isn't the first study to find a link between optimism and good health. Psychologists distinguish two different kinds of optimism. Dispositional optimism is the general belief that good things will happen. On the other hand, a person is said to have an optimistic explanatory style if they blame bad things on temporary external factors, and a pessimistic explanatory style if they believe bad things happen because of their own fault or unchangeable global factors. One study, reported in 1988, looked at 99 Harvard graduates from the classes of 1942 to 1944. All of whom filled in questionnaires that determined their explanatory style at the age of 25. When doctors examined their physical health over the next 35 years, they found that those who were pessimistic when they left university were more likely to experience poor health between the ages of 45 and 60, taking into account their physical and mental health at 25. A study in 2001 of 1,306 men found that those whose explanatory style was most optimistic were less than half as likely to develop coronary artery disease as compared with those who were most pessimistic. A Dutch study of 941 subjects aged 65 to 80, published in 2004, found that those of a pessimistic disposition were 55% more likely to die during the 9-year follow-up period, and independent of those other factors such as education, smoking, and alcohol consumption. The effect was particularly strong in men. A study in the United States in 2006 looked at 6,958 students who had taken a psychological test when they enrolled at the University of North Carolina in the 60s. Among the most pessimistic third of the subjects, the death rate over the next 40 years, need to do a randomized trial in which a group of pessimists was somehow turned into optimists and then wait and see whether they fared any better than a control group. Anyhow, as things stand, it's still unclear whether adopting a more positive outlook on life can reduce your likelihood of falling ill or dying. But studies have shown that it certainly won't hurt, and it might put a smile on your face. Who could argue with that? Things that you can do to be more optimistic is stop watching the news, because it's mostly bad, depressing things. You can also don't think in problems, you think of solutions. And the best way is to hang out with positive people, because when you're with happy people, you'll probably be happy too. Thanks for watching.